Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're going to be tackling gratitude.
Yeah.
And, not just the concept of it, but how practicing gratitude daily can really change your perspective. We've got a whole bunch of your sources right here, ready to go. So we're going to be exploring why everyone's talking about gratitude and exactly how you can benefit from it.
It's interesting. A lot of the messages we get these days are about what we don't have, right? Like, we need this product or we need to have this kind of lifestyle. Ads tell us we need to buy things to be happy. And social media is packed with, these picture-perfect lives that make us feel like we're not quite there yet. So it's no surprise that a lot of us get stuck in this kind of like a scarcity mindset, always focused on what we're missing.
Yeah, that scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Like, you never have enough, right? You get a raise, and then you're already thinking about the next promotion, the bigger house, the never-ending chase. I've definitely been there.
Exactly. And one of your sources, The Science of Well-Being, talks about this, and it dives into how practicing gratitude can help rewire our brains. So instead of thinking, I need more, it becomes, I have enough. We start to actually notice the abundance that's already present in our lives.
Okay, so instead of stressing about that dream vacation I can't afford right now, I should be appreciating my comfy couch tonight. I mean, it sounds simple, but I get it. It's about shifting that focus.
Yeah, and the simplicity is actually really powerful. The source mentions a study where participants wrote gratitude lists every day for 10 weeks, and it showed that they had a huge increase in their levels of dopamine and serotonin. Those are the key neurotransmitters for happiness.
So it's not just some fluffy feeling, it's actually changing our brain chemistry.
Yes.
That's amazing, like a natural mood booster.
Yeah. And it's not just a temporary thing either. The effects last. They did another study where people practiced gratitude regularly, and they reported feeling less anxious even months later. It's like building resilience. You're creating this internal reserve of positivity that you can draw on when things get tough.
I remember one of the articles called Gratitude, a Protective Factor Against Depression. So even when life throws those curveballs, gratitude helps us bounce back stronger.
Exactly. And it's not just about surviving, though, right? It's about actually savoring the good times. One of your sources, the Gratitude Project, had all these interviews with people, and they were saying that gratitude helps them experience those everyday joys more deeply.
So it's like everything's a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant. I'm sold on the personal benefits for sure, but what about our relationships with other people? Does gratitude play a role there too? One of the sources you sent talked about fostering a culture of kindness, which sounds fantastic, but what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, think about a time when someone sincerely thanked you for something. How did that make you feel?
Appreciated, for sure. And, maybe even a little more likely to do something kind in return.
Exactly. And there's actually a study in the book The Power of Appreciation that shows this. Couples who regularly expressed gratitude towards each other reported feeling more loving and connected, even when they were going through conflict.
Oh, wow. So it's like gratitude is relationship glue.
Yeah.
It helps us stay close even when things get a bit rocky.
Yeah, and it's not just about romantic relationships either. It works for any type of bond. When we express gratitude, whether it's just saying thank you or doing something thoughtful for someone, it makes people feel seen and valued.
And that's where that culture of kindness really comes to life, doesn't it? It's like a positive feedback loop. Gratitude inspires more gratitude and everybody wins.
Exactly. And that ripple effect, it can spread way beyond our immediate circles. I think one of the sources even mentioned how acts of gratitude can inspire others to pay it forward. It's like we're creating a more compassionate and supportive community overall.
So we're not just helping ourselves, we're actually contributing to a better world. That's amazing.
Yeah, it just shows how everything is connected. Our individual actions, no matter how small they might seem, can have a really big impact.
I'm convinced. Gratitude is like a superpower for our emotional well-being and relationships. But there's one more thing I'm wondering about.
Are you thinking about the being present aspect of gratitude? How it can help us be more mindful?
Exactly. I mean, our lives are so hectic. We're always rushing around. It's like we go through the day on autopilot without really experiencing any of it.
And one of your sources actually used the phrase mindful appreciation, which I think captures it perfectly. Gratitude helps us slow down and be present in the moment. It's like instead of worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, we can actually focus on what's happening right now.
So instead of letting life just zoom by, gratitude helps us to hit that pause button and really savor the good stuff.
Yeah, and those good stuff moments, they're everywhere. The warmth of the sun, the sound of your favorite song.
Oh, and one of the sources talked about the feeling of a hug from someone you love. Those little moments can be so powerful when we actually take the time to notice them.
Exactly. It's like you're suddenly seeing the world in high definition, appreciating all the beauty that was always there, but you just never really noticed before.
I'm really starting to see how all of these pieces connect. Gratitude helps us shift from that scarcity mindset to abundance. It boosts our mood, it makes our relationships stronger, and it helps us be more present.
And all of this just from a simple practice you can start today.
I'm ready. Tell me, where do I begin?
Well, one of your sources, The How of Happiness, recommends a really simple exercise. It's called 3 Good Things.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
It's so easy to fit into your day. Before you go to bed each night, just take a few minutes to write down 3 things, big or small, that you're grateful for from that day.
So no matter how crazy the day was, there are always 3 good things to be found. Huh?
You got it. And it can be anything. A delicious meal, a funny conversation with a friend, even just a beautiful sunset. It's all about training your brain to look for the good, even in the middle of challenges.
It sounds almost too easy, but I can see how doing that consistently could really shift your perspective.
The key is definitely consistency. Even on those days when you're feeling down or stressed, try to find those 3 good things. It might surprise you what you discover.
It's like training your mind to focus on what you have instead of getting caught up in all the things that are going wrong.
Right. And as you make it a habit, you'll start to notice a change in your overall outlook. You'll probably find yourself gravitating towards the positive more naturally, appreciating all the good things around you. You'll start to experience life with a lot more joy and gratitude.
I love it. This has been a really eye-opening deep dive. I am honestly feeling so inspired to start my own gratitude practice. I think I'll even go out and buy a nice new notebook to make those 3 good things entries extra special.
I love that idea. Making it a ritual can really make a difference. And hey, who knows, you might even inspire someone else to start their own practice too.
Gratitude Journal Club, anyone. But in all seriousness, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on this topic.
It's been my pleasure. And remember, gratitude is a journey, not a destination. Some days it's going to feel easier than others, but the important thing is to keep practicing, keep showing up, and keep choosing to see the good.
And for everyone listening, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried a gratitude practice? What are some things that you're grateful for today? Share your thoughts with us.
You know, the more we share our gratitude, the more we spread that positive energy out into the world.
Well said. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to think about. Imagine waking up every morning and just feeling this sense of appreciation. For the little things, like the smell of coffee brewing or the sound of birds outside, even something as basic as having a comfy bed to sleep in. Do you think that would change your outlook? Not just for that one day, but for life overall?
Yeah, I think it would. And that really gets to the core of what we've been talking about. It's not about ignoring the hard stuff or pretending everything's perfect. It's more about choosing to focus on what's good. Acknowledging all the amazing things we already have.
And the more we do that, the more it becomes, just part of us, right? It's like we're training our brains to see things differently. We start to notice the beauty and the good.
Exactly. And the more we appreciate, the more we find to appreciate. It's like this upward spiral. It's a pretty cool thing.
I like that, a positive spiral. It makes gratitude sound really hopeful and empowering. We have the power to choose joy, choose connection, choose to be grateful.
And that choice, that shift in how we see things, it really can lead to a more fulfilling life. It's not about waiting for everything to be perfect or for happiness to just show up. It's about actively looking for the good, the beautiful, the things that make us feel grateful right here, right now.
This deep dive has honestly been transformative. I feel like I have this whole new appreciation for everything good in my life, and I'm excited to start putting all of this into practice.
And remember, even small steps can lead to big changes. Start with that 3 good things exercise, or just take a moment each day to think about something you're thankful for. It can be really powerful.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into gratitude. We hope you learned some valuable things and feel inspired to bring more gratitude into your own life. Until next time, don't forget to appreciate the abundance around you, enjoy those joyful moments, and keep practicing gratitude. Okay, so before we wrap up this episode on gratitude, I want to leave you with one final thought. Imagine waking up every morning and just feeling this deep sense of appreciation, for the simple things even. Like, the smell of coffee, or hearing the birds singing, or even something as basic as having a comfy bed to sleep in. Do you think if you woke up like that, it would change how you see things, not just for that day, but just your whole outlook on life in general?
That's such a powerful image, and it really does get at the heart of what gratitude is all about, right? It's not about pretending that life is perfect or ignoring the hard stuff. It's more about making that conscious choice to focus on the good stuff, to appreciate all the incredible things we already have.
And the more we do that, the more it just becomes a natural part of who we are, right? Like we're actually retraining our brains to see the world through a totally different lens. And it's a lens that highlights the beauty and the good in everything.
Exactly. And the more we appreciate, the more we have to appreciate, you know? It's this amazing upward spiral.
I love that, a positive spiral. Such a hopeful and empowering way to think about gratitude. We have the power to choose joy, choose connection, choose to see the world with appreciation.
And it's that choice, that shift in perspective, that ultimately leads to a more fulfilling life. It's not about waiting for things to be perfect or for happiness to magically appear. It's about actively seeking out the good, you know, the beautiful things that make us feel grateful, and realizing that it's all right here, right now.
This deep dive has been amazing. I'm walking away with this renewed sense of appreciation for all the good things in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to start putting all this into practice.
That's great. And remember, even taking small steps can lead to big changes. Start with that 3 good things exercise we talked about, or just take a few minutes each day to think about something you're thankful for. You'll be surprised by how much it can shift your perspective.
Thank you so much for being here with us on this journey into the power of gratitude. We hope you've gained some insights and inspiration and are ready to bring more gratitude into your own lives. Until next time, keep appreciating the abundance around you. Enjoy those little moments of joy and keep those gratitude muscles strong.